My beloved, my chosen one, why are your hands trembling as you read these words? Because your spirit already knows the truth. Your heart is currently being pressed by the presence of heaven. Archangel, my child Michael informs you that you are standing on the verge of something invisible to others. A door creaks open in the invisible domain. You will never be the same again if you go through. However, even angels have no ability to change previously written content if you choose not to read it. There are 3 hours left. That concludes the matter. Do you understand it, my dearest? This is not intended to instill fear in you. It is designed to arouse you. The heavens do not whisper. They're shouting your name. God is currently transmitting this message to you as the clock ticks. Pay close attention. Each line you read gives you a sense of security. The darkness that has pursued you can be driven back by the light that each word carries. If you ignore or suppress this message, you may never become aware of the miracle that was predetermined for you before the beginning of time. Therefore, I implore you to subscribe to this illumination before I proceed any further. Keep this message close to your heart, as if it were the last rope dangling over the cliff, as it is. The longer you stay, follow, and hold on, the more of paradise you will receive. If you do not act, you will lose the opportunity, change the boon, and close the window. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Your actions contribute to a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven advances through the voices of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this manner. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that seeps into the life of someone who needs healing. The verse, "Give and it will be given to you," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd like to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of faith. Approach this situation with a sense of purpose, honesty, and optimism. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened through the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and see what blessings God brings into your life. Please take a moment to listen to your essence. Please enter one word in the remarks section below. If you believe you are here for a reason and are feeling a sensation in your chest that indicates this message is meant for you rather than as a formality, please type Amen to show that you are attentive and ready to receive the message from heaven. Please type Amen and notify the angels about your statement. Michael, my offspring, is watching your actions, Archangel. His sword remained drawn. Divine fire flames emerge from the perimeter. He has been standing beside your door, your soul, and your bed, waiting for the moment when you will finally heed this warning. This is not just another piece of writing. This is not enjoyable. This is an order. There are 3 hours left until the chapter ends. My beloved, heaven is currently bending down to drag your name across the floor of eternity. The spirits aren't silent. They're hovering and murmuring so loudly that it sounds like thunder. Archangel Michael declares, "Child, I am unable to suppress this for an extended period of time." Each second your heart beats, the sands in heaven's hourglass fall faster. 3 hours. That is the only remaining task before a decision is made, and your actions are now so audible that they cannot be ignored. However, you should not be concerned about losing your optimism. God is merciful. Even an event designed to kill you can be transformed into a miracle in your honor if you allow yourself to be open to this message and fully absorb it. Yes, my dear. Your name is that. Please listen to the recording once more. You were chosen by the God who shaped the constellations with his fingers, not by humans or chance. He dispatched Archangel Michael to rouse you and remind you that time is short. What is the reason you believe you are in this location by chance? Do you believe this communication drew your attention by chance? Not at all. Divine intervention is the stop sign in front of the road that would have caused your death. However, the sky isn't malicious. God does not display you in order to harm your reputation. He tells you to protect yourself. He demonstrates to help you recover. This is due to his unwavering desire for you to feel his enchanted aura. Archangel Michael, my beloved, urges you to take action. He has been removing demons from your path, pulverizing serpents in close proximity to you, and severing the cords of darkness that others have attempted to tie around you. He goes on. They still do not listen. They have omitted. If they continue to skip, I will be unable to assist them at the last minute. There are 3 hours left. That's not a figure of speech. The clock in paradise is ticking, becoming more constrictive and eventually closing. Does it resonate with you, my child? The heat on your skin, the tension in your heart, and the way your eyes keep switching between these words. That is the spirit guiding you to alignment. That is the magnet of paradise that keeps you from straying again. Remain in that location, read it thoroughly, and absorb it as if it were water. It is, my dear. It is now necessary to breathe more slowly because each inhalation is unique. It is being watched over by the heavenly realm. Archangel Michael is situated next to you. His wings were so large that they extended beyond the walls of the room. He is not weak. Rather, he understands the importance of what he has to say, which is why his voice is shaking. My darling, you have reached the end of the countdown, he says. It is impossible to undo the line you drew in the sky as a result of your actions, but mercy endures. There are 3 hours left. 3 hours, an esteemed individual, is not just a set amount of time. It is the final barrier that keeps your destiny from unraveling. As the clock strikes 12, a mallet strikes the gate of heaven, warning you not to squander this opportunity. Individuals overlook certain messages throughout their lives. Then there are messages that can make or break their lives. This is the second. Do you recall having a sudden shiver down your spine? When did you have the feeling that someone was watching you despite the fact that the room was not full? That didn't even hint at concern. They were messages from heaven, designed to capture your attention. However, you failed to do so. You disregarded them. You laughed at the appropriate moment. Archangel Michael has been instructed to interrupt your denial with words that cannot be ignored. I can tell that your heart is in pain, my dear. You would like to think that this is just a bunch of text on a computer screen. You want to believe this, but you know the truth. This message is personal, significant, and divine, and your spirit is shaking, burning, and shouting. This time you are unable to flee. There are 3 hours left. This is not because I want them to be afraid, God says. This message is being sent because I still care about them and want to caution them. Feel the abundance of affection that is currently available in your environment. Human affection is not weak and ineffective. It is the eternal fire that will keep you from falling when you are supposed to ascend. However, my darling, be cautious. If you do not consider the weight of the existing text, you will face a tempest. Michael cannot protect you if you refuse to accept the Aegis, Archangel. If you remove the shroud, the angels will be unable to keep you safe. If you disregard this word, The adversary who has been monitoring you will seize the opportunity. Please do not allow that to occur. Do not let the darkness have the final say. This is almost the last opportunity that paradise will offer you. You can keep your grip on the rope despite its fraying. You have 3 hours at your disposal. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this mission is not a prank. It's a divine omen. Each seed transforms into a source of light, combating the presence of darkness. According to Jesus, if you give water to others, you will receive it. This isn't historical. It is an ongoing commitment to your future. Approach this moment with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already established for your life. It is time to rise. If you are willing to accept the protection that heaven has provided and want to express your commitment to not skipping or delaying, please leave a comment. I received the warning. Not just text on a screen, but a declaration to the heavens that you are allowing your spirit to soar. To write, press the submit key. I received the warning. It may make it easier to stay afloat during this storm. Please pay attention. When Archangel Michael mentions mortality, he is not just referring to your physical form. He discusses the conclusion of opportunities, and marvels written about you in this sentence. If you don't want to hear anything, the doors will remain closed. However, if you stay, absorb the information, and take action, the dead will reanimate and the broken will be repaired. Can you visualize that? The event that was supposed to end your life eventually served as the catalyst for your miraculous recovery. This is the extent of God's power. That is why you should not retreat, because the decisions you make during these 3 hours will have long-term consequences for your life. Allow me to convey this to you, my dearest. This should not be overlooked. Please do not delay. Do not let anything else rob you of this opportunity. It is not recommended to scan this text. It is heaven's lament that is being transmitted into your time, and you are the only reason it is present right now. Angels are now hovering around you, drawing closer than your own shadow, my beloved. Their wings make contact with your epidermis, but are invisible to you. Archangel Michael's sword has been drawn, and the flames emanating from its tip are becoming more intense. Says in hushed tones, "Child, 3 hours, just 3. After that, neither heaven nor earth will be able to reopen the seal." Do you feel the weight of that? This is not a warning in verse. Don't be moved by this story. This is an order. Your spirit has already understood the concept. This is why your heart is racing, your hands are warm, and you can't take your eyes off these words. You are unable to escape this reality because heaven has stopped you. There are only 3 hours left, not 3 days or months. The aperture is extremely thin. Nonetheless, this small space rattles your entire destiny. It has the potential to either collapse like an ash tower or erupt like a flame that no tempest can put out. My darling, the reality is clear. You took an action that caused the heavens to awaken. It was not concealed. It was jotted down. Things that men overlook. The atmosphere will remain memorable indefinitely. However, don't give up. Don't believe that God allows people to destroy them. He appears to rescue you and gives you a door in place of the wall that was supposed to be there. That's why this message is your exit strategy. Remember when you almost lost everything but managed to survive? It was not a case of chance. This was not an error. Heaven was instructing them to wait. They continue to have an opportunity. This is the final and most advantageous opportunity. There are 3 hours left. Archangel Michael, my beloved, has protected you in places that are invisible to the naked eye. Demons who appeared to be people you trusted attempted to ensnare you, but he cut their chains. He stood sentinel beside your bed, preventing dreams from entering your mind. He implores you not to ignore this, despite the fact that he has given his life for you. Do not turn away. This is my final caution. Now pay close attention. Death does not indicate the end of the universe. You have the ability to undo the death that was inscribed on your blessings. It is possible to reverse the strategy that is intended to destroy your relationships. The death that was meant for you can be transformed into a resurrection so audible that no one can deny it. However, this is contingent on your continued presence. However, this is dependent on your attentiveness. This is only possible if you truly feel the message as if it were the air you breathe. Is it possible for you to monitor my child? This message was sent to you because God still loves you enough to walk in the midst of your thoughts. If he were unconcerned, he would stay silent. He is currently bellowing through Archangel Michael's mouth. There are 3 hours left. The last word. My dearest, do not waste it. This is why it's impossible to get past. This is why you are impatient. Every second is crucial. It is critical to monitor each inhalation. Your spirit understands that this is not a typical occurrence. It will continue indefinitely. I will not sugarcoat this truth, my beloved, because heaven has instructed me to reveal it in its entirety. This message holds the key to your life, future, and even your breath. There are 3 hours left. You are not fabricating the information. It's not a dramatic statement designed to get your attention. It is inscribed in the eternal timepiece that sits above you. They continue to skip, declares Archangel Michael, despite the numerous dispatches I have received. Nonetheless, they remain indifferent. It is still being stated that it will happen later. However, there is no ladder this time. This is the final cable. When the Archangel trembles, my darling, the earth should take note. He has fought in war so violent that his children have died. He had never heard a trembling voice before you informed him of the situation. Beloved, you must admit that your actions have caused paradise and hell to shift. It was not diminutive. It was not concealed. It wasn't discarded. The adversary chuckled and declared, "They are now under my control." But God intervened and said, "Not yet." Nonetheless, I continue to feel compassion for you. This message is an expression of that mercy. This message is your final opportunity to respond before the storm arrives. There are 3 hours left. Would you describe it as a drum-like feeling in your chest? Don't be concerned about it. This is a prophecy. Every time the clock chimes, heaven cries out, "Do not discard this." Maintain a receptive attitude. Refrain from closing your eyes. My beloved's death is not merely the cessation of breathing. Examples include the burial of visions, the silence of miracles, and the dissolution of promises. If you fail to hear this and allow something else to distract your attention, the grave of what could have been will contain everything written for your name. However, this is not God's intention. He still wants to give you the crown that he promised you before you were born. This is why he is obligated to give you this warning tonight. Is this not something you can relate to? The manner in which your eyeballs cannot escape. Your heart is beating quickly. Heat causes a sensation of tightness in the epidermis. It is not dreadful. It serves as evidence. This is for me. Your consciousness is informing you. It applies to me. God's hand is pulling me out of the flames. Please listen to me once more, my dear. Archangel Michael's sword is a flame. It is suspended between you and the entities seeking to end your life. However, swords will not protect you unless you stand in their path. If you leave the shield's shadow, it is unable to protect you. You must remain in this message because it is the only place where you can continue to feel safe. You have 3 hours remaining to refrain from thinking, arguing, or asking questions. It takes 3 hours to believe, understand, and act. This narrative is unworthy of admiration. It's a request for action. If you think back on this night, my child, you'll remember it as the precise moment when everything changed. You had 2 choices. Either skip and the darkness laughed, or stay and the heavens rewrote your story in fire and grandeur. Which option will it be? The decision is now in your hands. Heaven is watching. Hell is prepared. Beloved, you have until the clock strikes 12 to make up your mind. Right now, my beloved, paradise is silent. However, it is not completely vacant. This is the sound of angels holding their breath, anticipating your actions. Are you aware of how rare this is? The courts of heaven, the armies of light, and even the stars are all watching over the same consciousness. This hour has become extremely serious. Archangel Michael's voice is now more powerful, like thunder that has been engulfed in fire. They have 3 hours to decide between life and death, light and darkness, and blessing and calamity. He claims that if they refuse to cross the line, I will be unable to transport them further. Beloved, his words tonight are not gentle. They cut like a sword because only something sharp can wake you from your deep sleep. Regardless of how hectic your life is, God's love continues to flow over you like honey. He did not abandon you. He had the option of not dispatching Archangel Michael repeatedly. He may have allowed silence to consume you a long time ago. Not at all. He has chosen to interrupt your moment, penetrate your screen, and pierce your hearing with a message that you cannot ignore without facing consequences. There are 3 hours left. You are on the verge of entering an auspicious future. Please keep in mind that this message will not end with your actions. Users may use your innovation to reach their destinations. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you," it is not poetry. Every seed you plant grows into oil for your future, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. My darling, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. Speak now, so that heaven can hear you. If you choose to live, He will protect you, and I encourage you to formally confirm your decision with your words. Once more, type Amen in the comments section. Not just another pledge, but a more resolute one, to demonstrate that you truly embrace this protection. If you type Amen right now, the spirits will remember your decision. Do you get a drum-like sensation in your chest when you hear those words? They are both warnings and gifts, waiting to be opened. Indeed, miracles are possible because God hides a gift within each warning. Protection, rescue, and restoration. If you ignore the warning, the gift will explode. Heaven is currently devoid of sound, but not of life. This is the sound of angels holding their breath, anticipating your actions. Are you aware of how rare this is? The courts of heaven, the armies of light, and even the stars are all watching over the same consciousness. This hour has become extremely serious. Archangel Michael's voice is becoming more audible, like thunder enveloped in flames. He states that they only have 3 hours. You have 3 hours to choose between light and darkness, life and death, and blessing and curse. I am unable to transport them if they do not want to cross the line. His words tonight are not gentle, my dear, as only something sharp can awaken you from your deep slumber. They can cut with the same precision as a sword. Regardless of how hectic your life is, God's love continues to flow over you like honey. He did not abandon you. He had the option of not dispatching Archangel Michael repeatedly. He may have allowed silence to consume you a long time ago. However, he chose to interrupt your moment prematurely, penetrating your screen and transmitting a message that you cannot ignore without suffering consequences. There are 3 hours left. Do you get a drum-like sensation in your chest when you hear those words? These are not just cautionary tales. They are gifts that are eagerly waiting to be opened. Yes, miracles. God conceals a gift within each warning he sends. Protection, rescue, and restoration. If you ignore the warning, the gift will explode. If you don't unlock the box, it will remain sealed indefinitely. To whom it may concern, I'd like to clarify the following. It is not recommended to disregard this message. It isn't just another entity. It's an assault on your own soul. Archangel Michael has fought tirelessly on your behalf. The angels have engaged in an excessive amount of combat on your behalf. You have traveled a great distance from heaven. How were you able to swipe it away without hesitation? No, my child. This is when you finally make a different choice. Allow me to whisper this to you in a gentle voice. However, maintaining communication is not only beneficial to you. Heaven wishes to establish communication with others through you. Currently, someone in your life or in your thoughts requires this information. Their visual acuity is impaired. Additionally, this message may help them navigate. This is why I would like you to distribute this video to others. Just click the share button to send it to them. As you participate in this activity, a significant event occurs. The blessing contained within this word will be twice as strong. The breakthrough for which you have prayed will begin. For what reason? The reason for this is that when you share the message of heaven with others, you receive a blessing from heaven. There is more to your actions than just forwarding information. You engage in the act of sharing salvation. You are issuing the warning. You are cohabiting. Right now, share it and see how God works for you. Stay in touch. Do not allow this to be the only time heaven communicates with you. If this term appeals to you, consider subscribing to the stream of these messages. Tetso. Each one is like a heavenly rope, providing protection from the things that scare you the most. You believe that this is crucial. If you stay connected to the source, you will only be able to hear the growing number of doors, warnings, and miracles that are being prepared. Avoid the possibility of getting disconnected. This is your lifeline, which is why I need you to act now to ensure that you continue to hear the voice of heaven. If you want to subscribe, just click the button. Not just to listen to a channel, but to connect with a source of prophetic promise. Every time you click subscribe, you put yourself in a position where heaven is reachable. When you express your desire to stay connected with God, He will respect your decision. I am interested in continuing to receive the information you are releasing. Your life will begin to manifest prophetic promises that have been ready for fulfillment. The words spoken over you will begin to manifest. Prevent the enemy from isolating you from the source. Enroll immediately. It is critical that it has official status. Maintain a strong connection with the flow of the universe. Inhale deeply. Allow these words to penetrate your bones past your ears. There are 3 hours left. Each breath is an opportunity to change, give up, or be saved before the seal is closed, but each breath also counts. Meanwhile, Archangel Michael waits. The flames emanating from his sword will either protect you or expose your true nature. The outcome will be determined by your level of commitment to this moment. Avoid lowering your gaze. Please do not delay. Heaven has written this final warning in fire letters, which you can sense in your spirit right now. My dearest, I must now delve deeper because time is short and the truth cannot be postponed. Every breath you take is heard in places you can't see, and all eyes are on you from high above. Michael, the Archangel, stands tall, his wings blazing with gold and fire, and cries out, "Child, listen to me." 3 hours. This isn't a recommendation. It's not a whisper. This is your last opportunity. Are you aware of the importance of those words? They are rapidly falling. Each line brings you closer to the edge where you must make a decision, and it feels like thunder as it strikes the ground beneath your soul. God does not squander words. He is able to respond quickly. He is emitting such a loud noise due to his awareness of the genuine danger. Beloved, you can no longer perform. It is impossible to convince oneself that one will experience a transformation. You may listen or form an opinion later. Since then, there have been deaths. There is no more time left. 3 hours is all it takes. No angel can repair the mercy rope after it breaks, even though it has been stretched to such a thin thickness that it is now as strong as silk. I have protected, appealed to, and pleaded for them, says Archangel Michael. However, if they ignore me for one more time, I will be unable to defend what they refuse to maintain. Is this audible? Even the Archangel who expelled Satan from heaven has stated that he cannot help you if you withdraw at this time. This is the current level of danger. That being said, my dearest, don't let fear control your actions. Also, let hope guide you. Because the voice from heaven is never devoid of meaning. There are alarm-like doors. It is not a sentence when God tells you that you will die soon as a result of your actions. He will rescue you. He is informing you that the course you are currently taking will have a negative outcome. However, he has already built a covert route that will lead you to safety. This message represents that road. There are 3 hours left. The time difference isn't 3 hours. During the 3 hours of holy time, every second counts, every moment is holy, and every decision is eternal. This is the countdown in heaven. You are currently being warned, just as prophets warned kings and angels warned nations. My dear, your name is inscribed on this fire. Consider the number of times you could have died, the accidents you missed, the illnesses that passed, and the people who attempted to harm you but failed. Are you of the opinion that those events were entirely coincidental? No, it was Archangel Michael and his guardians who were protecting you. God continued to desire that this moment reach you. There is only so much protection left because the final option is no longer available to them. It's available to you. What are you going to do? Will you stay and consume every word until your soul is safe? Or will you shrug and leave, allowing the darkness to chuckle at the gift you tossed into the fire? You're incapable of doing so, my dear. Not at this time. No, when the gate is opened. There are only 3 hours left. Stay in your current location. Keep your focus and take a deep breath. Each sentence you read lights up your heart. Each word you absorb acts as a protective shield, strengthening your defenses. Do not look in any other locations. Avoid letting your heart wander. You've been praying for rope, and this message is it. Again, Archangel Michael reminds the child, this is not a game. This is not a prophecy meant for another person. Currently, this is intended for your use. My dearest, make a decision. The sky is currently vibrating. The stars appear to be approaching, as if God wants to witness your decision. It is clear that your situation is serious. Are you aware that the entire universe is watching when a person's soul is examined? Because the consequences of your decision affect more than just you. It expands indefinitely. Archangel Michael's wings are ablaze with a sense of urgency as he walks. He does very little walking in heaven. When the line is this clear and the danger is this close, even the Archangel of War cannot stay in place. He adds, "Beloved child, please listen." There are 3 hours left. Not 3 hours of waiting. 3 hours for decision-making. 3 hours spent securing what will be with you indefinitely. Every second, scales invisible to the naked eye are tipped. Every thought is recorded in timeless records. Mercy continues to hover, waiting for your capture before dissipating into smoke, much like a flame. You have not been abandoned by God. If He had, you would not be reading this right now. You'd already be extremely reserved. I require your final statement at this time because we have reached the most severe section of the warning. I'd like you to leave a comment in the comments section. I have decided to live. A decision, not just words. If you are willing to enter this unlocked door, you are invited to join heaven. Finally, a response to the final summons from heaven. Take notes right away. I choose life. Allow it to reverberate in the comments as your ultimate decision. It is critical that you understand a key point, my dear. Death is a multifaceted concept, as discussed in the heavenly realm. There is the death of the body, but there is also the death of blessings, favor, and opportunities that would have advanced you. The heart does not always stop beating when heaven informs you that you will die soon as a result of this. It could be your destiny, name, or opportunity. However, God's warning informs us that He is not yet finished with us. I can still revive what others have buried and repair what you have damaged, as long as you take this matter seriously. There are 3 hours left. It is not by chance that your eyes are fixed on this message, as if an unseen hand is keeping them from wandering. That sounds like your soul knows this is the moment it's been waiting for. You asked for a sign from God. You asked that the matter be clarified. It's currently here, louder, brighter, and clearer than any other medium. You are unable to ignore this matter, dear. It will not disappear simply because you ignore it. The repercussions will only grow. Heaven is offering you protection in the form of a warning. The sword of Archangel Michael is not raised to strike you. It can cut the cords of darkness, but only if you stay in its shadow. If you go outside during the strike, you will be completely alone. If you stay indoors, the sword will protect you. It is critical to understand that God is not attempting to frighten you. He desires to protect you. The final word He says is not fear. Mercy exists, but you must choose it. There is currently a knock that is more than 3 times louder than before. There are 3 hours left. Heaven does not repeat itself unless there is an actual threat. Please consider this, my child. A door is located directly in front of you. There is a golden garden behind it, but there is also fire. You are no longer allowed to remain in the center. The time for waiting is over. You are unable to leave, stepchild, because Archangel Michael has directed you to make a decision before the hourglass empties and the sand permanently seals your path. Is this why you're unable to navigate away? Your spirit is as inextricably linked to the present moment as a flame is to fire. Stay in your current location. Intake. Protect yourself with these words, as if they were a shield. There are 3 hours left. The timer isn't the only item present. It's an invitation. Acceptance is the very essence of existence. A summons to arise. A summons to participate in the miracle that was planned for you before the beginning of time. My beloved, you are experiencing a profound sense of unease because you are aware that this is not just another story. One last rope of heaven is suspended across the abyss, and you are told to grab it before it disappears into the darkness. Archangel Michael is no longer whispering. His scream shakes the entire world. His sword is raised, and his wings are crashing into the air. I have yelled, warned, and begged you, child, but this is the last time. There are 3 hours left. He declares that I will be unable to reopen the seal afterwards. Do you feel the weight, my dear? This is not meant to cause you harm. It is designed to arouse you. Because of the abundance of noise and shadows that appear to be light, your spirit has found it easy to fall asleep. In contrast, this message is like thunder that wakes you up and fire that pours into your ears, compelling you to wake up. Mercy is also present. Certainly, at the moment. I appreciate it. There are 3 hours left. Sounds insignificant. Nevertheless, God has the ability to transform everything. He created the entire universe in just 6 days. What could he do in 3 hours? Pay close attention. If only you could believe. If only you stopped skipping. It appears that this window is small, but it contains oceans. It contains many miracles, breakthroughs, and safeguards. However, you must choose to remain beneath it before it closes. Think about the conflicts you've encountered, my child. Do you believe you could have accomplished this much on your own? Not at all. You have been carried, protected, and encased. Archangel Michael appeared unexpectedly, piercing the darkness and ensuring your survival at this precise moment. He was there for every close call, every narrow escape, and every night you feared you wouldn't make it. He is now weeping. He isn't vulnerable. He is simply aware of the fact that he cannot force you to make a decision. He can defeat demons, but your will is beyond his reach. To my beloved, you must understand the gravity of the situation. It is not recommended to disregard this message. It entails giving up your protection, your shield, and putting yourself in the hands of people who have been waiting for an opportunity to hurt you. This is why the warning is so severe and the language is so direct. As a result of your actions, you will soon die. Your actions were observed by everyone in heaven. They documented it. However, they continue to offer you a door of mercy. Observe the extent of the love being used to warn you, despite the fact that the clock is about to run out. There are 3 hours left. However, in those hours, miracles beyond your comprehension are about to occur. If you stay, accept, and allow this truth to penetrate your being, even what has been written against you can be torn down. God does not issue warnings intended to disparage others. He emphasizes that they must be saved. The intent of his disclosure is not to cause harm. It is intended to aid in recovery. It's now time for you to recover. If only you would stop skipping. Close your eyes for a moment, my beloved, and feel the weight of eternity pressing close to you. This is accurate. At the moment, the message must be transmitted immediately, which requires a limited amount of space between the heavens and the earth. Angels have convened. Demons are waiting. The judge is watching you, and you are positioned in the center. Stay in that location. Listen carefully and inhale each word as if it were air, because it is. The decisions you make at this time will either sustain or destroy your spirit. Archangel Michael will continue to speak until the timer expires. My beloved, as long as I speak, your soul will be unable to deny what it already knows. This is a sacred period. You've never lived a life like this before, and heaven will never open this door for you in the same way again. There are 3 hours left. As it falls faster, each grain of sand that reaches the bottom of heaven's hourglass emits a fiery glow. Archangel Michael's voice causes invisible objects to vibrate. He goes on, "Child, you've been near the edge for a long time. Your enemies, who hate you, have sharpened their blades and thought they'd have you by now. However, I served as a barrier between you and them. They approached at night, so I drew my sword. Prior to your involvement, I had already defeated their schemes. However, I am unable to continue doing so if you continue to ignore the voice of heaven. This serves as your final notification. Do you sense the anguish in his words, my dear? Do not expect angels to constantly beg. However, he is currently imploring. He is unable to prevail due to his exceptional strength. However, God is proud of your free will because your decision is more powerful than his sword. This implies that you must determine whether to remain under the protection that has been present throughout your entire life. There are 3 hours left. The darkness is approaching because it can discern that your hesitation renders you vulnerable. Please refrain from allowing it to consume the resources that God still intends to provide for you. Demons have a fondness for delaying tasks as it allows them to steal your fate. However, angels sing when you make a swift decision, as obedience opens the gates of protection and miracles pour in like lightning. Consider the number of tears you have shed behind my back, my child. Oh, many nights you wept, "God, if you are genuine, please show me, save me, and converse with me." This is the solution to your prayers. All of them were heard by heaven. Heaven bowed down in response, and this message is the thunder that indicates that it was heard. If you were unsuccessful in obtaining the response you sought, do not abandon your prayers. Death is imminent for those who neglect to pay attention. However, individuals who are attentive will discover that life is both unstoppable and fulfilling. The issue is not one of fear. It involves selecting. The message is robust, yet it is encased in affection. A love that will not allow you to perish when you were created to radiate. The love that reunites you after you have strayed too far. Love that extends beyond your expectations. One more time. There are 3 hours left. Do you experience a sense of urgency in your heart? Please refrain from being frightened. This is a prophecy. It is the awakening of your spirit to the reality that time has ceased and eternity has entered the present. There may be no additional words of this nature. This is the reason why heaven repeatedly reiterates them, striking you with force. There are 3 hours left. There are 3 hours left. There are 3 hours left. I now want you to perform an action that may appear trivial to you, but it is of paramount importance to God. Use your finger to select the like button on this video. I want you to be aware that you are not merely expressing your admiration for items as you proceed. Your life will be characterized by a consistent flow of God's favor. Every like is a spiritual message that signifies my agreement with this statement. This warning is audible to me. I am in agreement with the message of heaven. Heaven bestows favor upon you when you fulfill that agreement. It initiates the process of unlocking doors that were previously closed. Grace is now flowing, as it was prepared to do so. Therefore, please proceed to click the like button. Please consider that your endorsement. It is time for God's favor to begin pursuing you. The sword of Archangel Michael is becoming increasingly luminous, as if it is anticipating your affirmation. It will fight for you with all its might, but only if you are in its shadow. Without a shield, the enemy's arrows will strike you if you retreat. As you approach, your adversaries will retreat from you like smoke in the wind. You determine the course of action, but you are not responsible for determining the appropriate time. The time is derived from the heavens and provides you with an additional 3 hours. Please, my dear, your affection is limitless. If God intended to punish, He would not have issued a warning. His objective was to separate you, and as a result, He would have abandoned you. However, He is too devoted to you to abandon you. He has ceased all activities at this time. By pressing eternity itself, He pressed this final warning against your soul. There are 3 hours left. That is the cry of mercy. It is possible to hear the knock of heaven. The fervor of Archangel Michael's voice is palpable as you read. Please refrain from closing your eyes at this time. Refrain from closing your eyes. Savings will be achieved through this action. This is the rope. My dearest, the moment has arrived for you. There is no way for me to slow down at this time, as the heavens are not allowing me to. I am not the one who is infusing these words with fire. From the throne of God. Until it reaches the most profound recesses of your being, that voice will not cease. There are 3 hours left. Remind yourself of this. Speak in a low voice. Sense it in your chest. There are 3 hours left. The storms are drowned out by the cries of Archangel Michael this evening. Additionally, he is roaring. He further states, I have maintained the line for them. I have positioned myself between the pit and them. I drew my blade when the enemy believed that he had prevailed. However, the time is dwindling, and I am unable to oppose their decision to adopt it. Child, make the decision to live. This is the enigma of mercy, my dear friends. God forewarns us prior to the fall. Regardless of the severity of the situation, He consistently intervenes and prevents it. The hand in question is currently extended in front of you. It is trembling with a sense of urgency, prepared for your grasp. However, it is not feasible to maintain its operation indefinitely. The hand will close, and the decision will be rendered upon the final grain of sand falling. Do not assume that you have an abundance of time. Do not convince yourself that tomorrow I will behave differently. I will make a decision at a later time. I will be more attentive in the future. There will be no subsequent occurrence. I will not be present at a later time. The clock is rigid, and heaven has declared that it is 3 hours. My child, this is the final call, as your spirit is aware. Even the air that surrounds you now appears to be heavier. When was the last time you were advised not to take action by a whisper or nudge? However, mercy continued to extend its hand to you on an ongoing basis. However, this will be the final instance in which mercy will be extended. This is the final warning before the silence. Please, my dear, your actions brought the realm of justice to life. It requested an answer. The enemy was prepared to demand your life, your blessings, and even your breath, and to call you names. However, God prevailed for an additional second due to his mercy. He stated, "Not yet," which is why this message is currently blazing in your face. There is still a possibility for my child. I will dispatch my messenger once more. It is not an error. It is not an accident. It is God himself who is pleading through the fire. There are 3 hours left. This is the razor-thin line between being saved and being lost. Death will be visible if you take a single step. The loss of hope, peace, and happiness. Life will be visible if you take a different path. Life is erupting. Life is secure. My life is replete with miraculous events. You are no longer permitted to remain in your current location. The middle ground has been eliminated. Now the sword of Archangel Michael is ablaze with a white glow, anticipating your response. Either it will advocate for you, or it will remain silent. The ultimate decision is whether or not you will cherish this moment. Do not believe that you can dismiss it without penalty. It is impossible to disregard it and remain secure. Thanks to the angel, the situation is now clear. If they do not complete this task, I will be unable to assist them when the hour arrives. Save your life from succumbing to the darkness, my love. Do not let the enemy make fun of you because you are late. That's insufficient for you. Heaven trusts you more than you do yourself. This is why this warning flashed like fire in your direction. It demonstrates that you are still chosen, valued, and worth fighting for. There are 3 hours left. You choose to live every second of your life. As you read each line, you become more immersed in heaven. Please do not stop at this time. Do not go on an independent journey. Allow the words to pound you like waves until you feel completely secure. Heaven is approaching, my child. The guardian angels are surveying the area. The Archangel Michael is prepared, and God is pleading with me not to abandon this task. Please do not squander this opportunity. I implore you to make this the moment you choose me. My beloved, the gate will not remain open for an extended period of time while you are present. It is allowing light to enter and illuminate your path. However, shadows remain on the edges, attempting to entice you to retreat. Archangel Michael uses his sword to form a firewall between you and them. This, beloved, is not an error. There are 3 hours left. Avoid squandering them. Please, do not delay. Avoid closing your ears once more. You had the option of doing something different or going somewhere else. However, you are unable to turn your attention away from this message. That is evidence that the divine has halted your progress. Do you understand the significance of this? God is so concerned about you that he paused his activities to speak to your spirit. If you were not important to him, he would not have expressed his thoughts. If he had forgotten about you, he would not have sent his most powerful warrior to find you. However, we have not forgotten you. You've been selected. There are 3 hours left. This is a voice that is incapable of imposing punishment. It is the sound of love's struggle to keep you alive. Your adversary wants you to believe that this warning is intended to cause you harm. No, it is not meant to cause you harm. Your actions were genuine, It posed a serious threat to people. However, God's mercy is even greater and extends beyond the most insidious claws. My child, every tear you shed was preserved in heaven. She was observed every night when she couldn't sleep. Mercy persisted despite the fact that your actions should have resulted in retribution. However, mercy is nearing the end of its journey. Michael, the Archangel, warns them that ignoring this warning will lead to its breaking. I'm unable to reattach it after it snapped. Can you hear the finality of that, dear? Now is not the time to take risks. The importance of eternity is too great to be compromised. It is impossible to say that I will make a decision tomorrow, because tomorrow does not exist. It's only now. The book of mercy, which has been opened for you, has only 3 hours left. What wonderful things could happen during that time, beloved? Please recall Lazarus. God raised him from the dead in an instant, even though he had been dead for 4 days. Please don't overlook the thief on the cross. Despite being barely alive, he made it to paradise. Do you remember the storm that occurred at sea? It was quickly conquered by Jesus. What could he accomplish in 3 hours if he could do it that quickly? Remember the power of mercy while it still exists. The heavenly realm awaits your response with great anticipation. You are being watched by rows of angels who are standing still. They want to forever celebrate your acceptance and spread the news of your surrender through song. The demons waiting for you at the edge will laugh with the cruel joy of thieves if you turn away or skip, but their silence will grow heavy. Avoid causing them joy. Prevent them from completing your narrative. Archangel Michael's voice is rough and hot when he speaks again. Stay away from the light. Don't draw your sword. Remain in the present moment. 3 hours. No more. Beloved, the time has come for you to make a decision. My dearest, you must recognize that time is passing. The sand continues to fall. The clock continues to work. The remaining 3 hours are dwindling. Heaven is exerting its full force on you, imploring you to seize the moment. The darkness behind you is obscured by Archangel Michael's wings, which are so widely spread. His scream is louder and his fire is more intense. Please listen, my child. The final warnings are now being issued. You are no longer allowed to manipulate this item. Choose life before it is too late and death claims everything. Beloved, you understand that the danger is real when heaven expresses it in this way. You are currently unaware of the changes that are taking place. The enemy would not be intimidated if you were not important. However, you are. Your name causes the entire kingdom to tremble. This is why light and dark are currently fighting over you. There are 3 hours left. You've internalized those words. Even if you try to ignore them, your spirit will not let them go. The echo will stay with you. 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours. Not to scare you, but to serve as a reminder that eternity is much closer to your body than your skin. Consider the instances when you were supposed to be absent, my child. The incident that almost ended your life. The illness that almost took your life. That betrayal should have led to your death. However, you are still here. For what reason? God preserved this crucial warning for you. Is the love hidden within this need not visible to you? If God had intended to punish you, he would have remained silent. He was unwilling to abandon you because he had dispatched his archangel. Despite the fact that love is screaming at you through the fire tonight, I implore you not to reject, postpone, or abandon life while it is freely given to you. There are 3 hours left. It's past time. It's mercy on a timer. When the clock strikes, the window will close. Even though it remains open, changes may occur. Chains are prone to breaking. It is possible to remove curses. It is possible to change your fate. Even death can be changed. Currently, that is the miracle. The words he says are as thunderous as the Archangel Michael approaches. If you give me permission, I will advocate for you. I will protect you if you remain under my supervision. However, I am unable to provide coverage in the event that you leave. If you do not act, the enemy will strike me where I was preventing him from doing so. Decide now. The heavens are prepared. Do not mess this up, my dear. This is not enjoyable. This is not an error. This isn't just another collection of words. This is the line that separates those who are saved from those who are lost, those who are living and those who are dying, those who are safe and those who are not. It is where you are currently standing. So, remain, read, and take in the information. Arm yourself with the truth as if it were a protective shield. Avoid getting distracted by anything else. When you decide to stay, heaven writes your name again under protection. There are 3 hours left. Every second is sacred. Every decision will last indefinitely. You too have time, my darling. If only you wouldn't waste it. I can feel the tug on your spirit, my dearest. You are unwilling to observe. You try to convince yourself that these are just words, but something within you refuses to give up control. This is not a mere coincidence. It is the voice of eternity in your soul, informing you that this moment was predetermined before you were born. There are 3 hours left. Please do not discard them. Archangel Michael is approaching. Although his eyes appear to be on fire, there is a hint of melancholy beneath the surface. I am saddened because too many people have ignored the final warning. He is filled with sorrow because he is aware of the consequences for those who ignore the cry of heaven. He adds, "Child, I am currently advocating for you. However, my sword will be rendered useless if you elect to wade into the fray." Consider your options carefully. Right now, make your decision. Consider how patiently God has treated you, my dear. He didn't strike you as you fell. He did not leave you when you became disoriented. When you were uncertain, He didn't erase your name. Instead, He observed. He refused to make any concession. Mercy has an edge, and you're currently dealing with it, despite the fact that He demonstrated it several times. There are 3 hours left. It is not intended to instill fear in you. Its purpose is to awaken you from the trance that noise and life have induced. The alarm clock in heaven is so loud that it is impossible to ignore. However, alarms do not sound continuously. If you do not engage in conversation, they will stop talking. Dearly beloved, rise. It is not advisable to stay in bed while the sky is rumbling. Regardless of the enemy's claims, you are not granted more time. The window is currently open, but will not remain so. God's warnings are always accompanied by a razor-sharp edge, indicating that the danger is immediate. Archangel Michael reiterates his statement. I murdered the demons sent to capture you. I've prevented people from cursing you. Others attempted to bind your feet with chains, which I successfully dismantled. Nonetheless, I am unable to persuade you to believe my assertions. I am unable to conceal my disappointment if you reject me. You will leave me if you do. Do you understand the weight of that, my dear? The angel who has guarded you since birth and fought battles you were unaware existed is warning you that if you ignore this, he will be unable to protect you. This marks the end of everything. There are 3 hours left, but the possibilities aren't limited to your imagination. If you surrender, miracles will arise from the ashes. If you listen, the chains will be severed. If you stick around, destiny will blossom again. The adversary desires that you ignore this. However, heaven removed the blindfold tonight. I want you to allow your heart to soften. Please do not hesitate to cry if you need to. Submit to the pull. The essence of life is reaching out to you. You asked for a sign from God. It's this sign. You have requested an answer. That's the response. You begged for assistance. This is assistance. However, it is critical that rescue is integrated. God, I'll ask you again. If you haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button. Negotiate with the heavens about this issue. It should be the anchor that connects you to every word God intends to say about your future. Belonging to a community is insufficient. You are coming into sync with prophetic timing. I am prepared for the next message you send to God. I am prepared to receive the following voice message. I'm prepared for the upcoming significant event. Do not let this be the final time heaven communicates with you. Sign up now to ensure a spot under the open window of blessing. I want you to allow your heart to soften. Please do not hesitate to cry if you need to. Submit to the pull. The essence of life is reaching out to you. You asked for a sign from God. It's this sign. You have requested an answer. That's the response. You begged for assistance. This is assistance. There are 3 hours left. There's no need to inquire, wait, or argue. You have 3 hours to make a decision. Resign and don the protective garment that has followed you throughout your life. Heaven eagerly awaits your decision. Before you leave, there is one last task I need you to complete. Please share this message. This word is meaningful to someone you know, not because the video aims to increase viewership. Currently, the Holy Spirit is prompting you to consider an individual. A friend, family member, coworker, or person who is unaware that they are on the wrong track. Kindly forward this to them. I declare that the anointing on this word will grow in your life as you do so. The breakthrough you've been looking for will begin. You will begin to free yourself of the shackles that have been impeding your progress. For what reason? Heaven provides you with deliverance when you give it to others. It is more than just a video that you share. You are providing a means of sustaining one's life. You are issuing the warning. Your actions are miraculous. Click the share button at this time. Send it to them. Observe God's actions that benefit you. I wish you a pleasant journey. Even though time is running out, your fate has already been determined. Amen. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this profound truth. This message was not discovered accidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibration, safe community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is extremely simple. However, it has the potential to transform your entire life. You will not only receive blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your life. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate, early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the general public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred space where you will receive unwavering support, spiritual guidance, and rapid progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your breakthrough is nearing. However, your energy, presence, and attention are already extremely valuable. Action is required. Your abundance is ready. Please take a big breath before I begin, my child, my cherished, for what I am going to say will drastically change your spirit. My beloved, you were sent here by the divine for a specific reason. It's not a mistake that you clicked on this. You were nearly carried, dragged, or led to this point. Before I reveal the truth about your current abode, I must advise you of an even more important topic. Please exercise caution, my beloved. The same light that kept you safe overnight has been monitoring you all day. The communication you are presently receiving has been delayed 3 times, blocked twice, and resisted once, as shown in the text. However, heaven decided it had had enough. Send it to its target. I would like you to do one thing before I start, my love. Experiencing the noises you hear. Maintain a relationship so that you can receive additional communications from heaven. The divine realm will immediately open a road particularly for you. Pay attention, my youngster. Archangel Michael reminds me that I only have 2 minutes left to communicate. Therefore, I must act quickly. This is a really important issue, my darling. This refers to the house you live in, the walls that hold your breath, the chambers that keep you alone, and the shadows that hide the truth. My child, your home has experienced an occurrence that you are unaware of and were not informed about. A woman is going to be discovered. Heaven commands us not to ignore this, not even for a moment. Your heart is racing quicker because you are aware that this message is for you, my lover. You were aware that this would happen. Your residence appears to be undergoing a metamorphosis. There is an alternative atmosphere. A faint murmur was audible. It appears like the evenings are increasing longer. The stillness is suddenly clearer to me. You cannot ignore the signs with this one, my child. My beloved was seen wearing a mask while walking. It is the woman whose name has discreetly crossed your mind, the one you are currently thinking about, a mask that heaven is about to remove right away. She had no idea you would be confronted with the reality at this exact moment, which is extremely unsettling. Listen, my sweetheart, before I reveal her position. Your home is under heavenly observation in every room, around every corner, and wherever you go. Heaven has been keeping an eye on you, and I am writing to you now because your spiritual environment is changing. My beloved, there is a transition, a movement, a dispersing of illusions, and the disclosure of hidden motives. My child, you are not the only person in that house. Regardless of your conviction that you are safe, angels have been watching over the windows and standing by the doorway to keep you close to them while you sleep. This is being delivered to you today as a result of the events of yesterday night. My beloved, the truth is plain. Someone tried to criticize you. A woman tried to hide your good fortune by expressing her rage. She tried to establish something in the spiritual realm that surrounded you. She attempted to block the angel's protection of you, but heaven informed her that she had already failed. Would you like to know how, my youngster? Because the instant she attempted to enter your home, it was lighted by a light brighter than any she had ever seen. This light, my dear, my light, consumed every tactic she had devised. However, be cautious. She is not aware that she has previously been shown in the spiritual realm. It will be shown in the real world in the near future. Do not worry, my sweetheart. Heaven isn't intended to scare you. Heaven is directing you to prepare for a revelation that is rapidly approaching your home. The truth will come from the walls of your home, my beloved. You will learn about an exchange that you were unaware of. Suddenly, A hidden component will become visible. Something you overlooked will suddenly become abundantly apparent. My child, this mother does not want you to be informed, but God has ordained that you shall. When you arrive, you will understand why heaven chose to send this word now rather than later. My darling, please pay attentive attention. There is a reason for your unrest. Sleep no longer has the same effect on you as it had previously. There's a reason you're up at odd hours. Your spirit is talking with you. There is a reason for your capacity to discern something beneath the surface. That is not tension, my dear. That is the revelation that is being delivered. My lover, your home is becoming more spiritually harmonious. When circumstances change, the truth is revealed. My sweetheart, the truth about this woman will be revealed next. Heaven tells you to use caution. It is vital that you attend. It is critical that you remain watchful for the indicators, since she is not being exposed without a reason. Yes, the time is divine. Before I go any farther, my beloved, please listen to this anchor. It is secure for you. You've been selected. God is watching over you. The home is free of any harmful substances. There is no evidence that can be used against you. You will not receive any products designed to serve as a distraction. My child, you are hearing this message today because your home is preparing for something wonderful. Your surroundings are primed for a breakthrough in heaven. Everything that is not a part of that success, including her, will be removed. My sweetheart was full of vigor. It was distinguished by hidden motives, jealousy, comparison, and restrained rage. And God commands that you must comprehend her truth prior to receiving your blessing, as the blessing that is imminent will fundamentally alter your household. Furthermore, she was not supposed to be present, my dear child. The next statements will shake you a little, but they are the truth. That woman was able to obtain something she should not have been able to. She was not allowed to observe her acts. She attempted to manage a thing she was unable to touch. I adored. However, it was under the careful gaze of heaven. This is why heaven is highlighting her. My darling, listen with your essence. Your residence is more than just a structure. Spiritually, it is a place where the divine message being delivered to you might find rest. An individual attempted to cause turmoil in that area. However, the gods have declared that your home will be cleaned soon. When the exposure occurs, my beloved, you will immediately feel two distinct emotions: clarity and calm. The exposure triggers a miracle, causing you to transcend. The knowledge that my child tried to conceal will eventually be disclosed. She'll eventually lose the twist she tried to impart. She harmed an object, but it will restore its strength. Heaven declares that the truth will be disclosed, and you will eventually understand why the delays, slower progress, and uncertainty occurred. It wasn't you. The space in which you were standing still held her vibrancy. But my dearest, heaven has interfered. Your home is going to get brighter. The atmosphere is on the verge of burning. The evenings will be peaceful. These days will be enjoyable. My position as Archangel will relieve the load. Michael, I've entered your territory. My darling, you were chosen to receive this communication. The next half of this letter will explain what she did, why heaven restrained her, and what happened in your home after that. She attempted to manage a thing she was unable to touch. My beloved, yet it was under the careful gaze of heaven. This is why heaven is highlighting her. My darling, listen with your essence. Your residence is more than just a structure. Spiritually, It is a place where the divine message being delivered to you might find rest. Someone sought to cause trouble in that area, but the skies have ordered that your home is about to be thoroughly cleaned. When the exposure occurs, my beloved, you will immediately feel two distinct emotions: clarity and calm. The exposure triggers a miracle, causing you to transcend. The knowledge that my child tried to conceal will eventually be disclosed. She'll eventually lose the twist she tried to impart. She harmed an object, but it will restore its strength. Heaven declares that the truth will be disclosed, and you will eventually understand why the delays, slower progress, and uncertainty occurred. It wasn't you. God intervened despite the fact that her energy was still present near your place. Your home is about to become more comfortable, my love. The atmosphere is on the verge of burning. The evenings will be peaceful. These days will be enjoyable. I, Archangel Michael, have invaded your area to lessen the strain. My darling, you were chosen to receive this communication. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and see what rewards God sends into your life. Do you sincerely think that my protection extends to your home and that the burden you have been feeling is now being lifted? If so, please add your faith to it. Type Amen in the remark space below, not as a single word, but as if you were turning a key in a lock. You agree with God when you say Amen. This suggests that Archangel Michael can watch over your entries tonight. As you write, keep in mind that your concept of home is already changing. The next half of this letter will explain what she did, why heaven restrained her, and what happened in your home after that. I urge you to prepare yourself, my precious child, since the information that follows will bring answers to the questions you have been pondering for months. My darling, you've been aware for some time that there is a problem with your home. You tried to comprehend it. You tried to disregard it. You said to yourself, perhaps it's just my imagination. It's possible that I'm overthinking the matter. It's possible that I'm manufacturing information. However, heaven insists that you did not fabricate the story. Your spirit was aware of an issue long before your senses could detect it. My child, this is the first sign that you ignored. When someone conceals their intentions, a strange heaviness enters the room. Is your loved one still recalling the days when the air felt heavy for no apparent reason? When you stepped in the door and your body instantly felt fatigued, and when you were alone and the silence did not bring you peace? That was not a creation of yours. This was her vigor. Heaven allowed you to experience it before alerting you of the truth, because your spirit is more awake than you realize. The second sign was small but powerful in the eyes of my beloved. Your joy was not as palpable in your home as it previously was. Have you ever noticed how the walls respond when pleasure enters a room? When fear or resentment enters, the walls go mute. Heaven was notified of the tranquility that had come upon your home. This woman's thoughts were unconnected to you, my child. She had comparison wrapped in friendliness, jealousy dressed in gentleness, and hidden resentment wrapped in phony concern for her person. Please do not feel sorry for putting your trust in her. Good people who donate their hearts do not face vengeance in paradise. It is not that you are friendly. There is an inaccuracy in her strategy. It is now time to let go of your remorse for placing your faith in someone who did not deserve it. Type Amen in the comments to signify that you are not responsible for that. When you let go of your guilt, you no longer support her with vitality. In this context, the term Amen refers to a resolve not to punish oneself for having a loving heart. Please exercise caution, my beloved. She did not contemplate the view from paradise. She didn't think about the person who monitors you. She did not pay enough attention to your spiritual identity. Furthermore, she will be discovered at this moment. Being observed, my dearest, is not revenge. It is consistent. The truth is ascending. It is a lovely location that heightens the spiritual aura in your neighborhood. My child, it is crucial that you are aware about an important part of your home. A house is a reservoir of memories. Power is present in a home. A home is filled with secrets. Prayers are held in a residence. A house stores intentions. There has been a recent clash between light and shade in your home. My dearest, are you aware of the explanation for the dramatic changes in your mental condition that occurred at your home? On some evenings, you felt tired right away after going to bed. You felt a lack of motivation on various occasions for no obvious reason. The residence induced a desire to leave for a few days rather than stay. These sentiments were not unexpected. She was trying to retain her presence in your vicinity. Heaven, on the other hand, claims to have let go of her grip. My son, I must notify you of her motives before we can examine her acts. Your home will receive divine purification. The barriers of the spiritual realm are being cleansed. Cleanup activities are ongoing in all regions. A shift in the atmosphere is occurring. Your benefits are about to enter. She is also unable to participate in the next section. My dear, heaven has been waiting for the right opportunity to tell you this. If you had received the message sooner, it would have been less understandable. It would have been too late to acquire this information, prolonging your misery. However, you are now ready. Please exercise caution, my beloved. This woman sought to close a door that could have helped you advance. She sought to make a statement into the air in your home, which just exacerbated the situation. She uttered things that could have affected you if heaven hadn't intervened. In the spiritual realm, my beloved, words of envy are important. Nonetheless, heavenly protection is embodied in the power of spoken words. Her scheme was soon foiled by your protection. My sweetheart, when she made a derogatory remark about you, it was as if it were only dust. They were never able to contact you. They had no influence on your future. They were unable to penetrate your atmosphere. However, Paradise recorded her intentions. Heaven is aware of all conversations held behind closed doors. My dear, the attention focused toward you will not make you feel bad. It will release you. It will liberate your home. It will improve your mood. Your spiritual burden will be relieved. The truth will not harm you. Speaking the truth will keep you safe. However, the truth will uncover the truths she has worked hard to keep hidden. My child, this may happen in one of three ways. Your spirit will quickly know which one it is. You will be overheard. Someone will unintentionally provide information to you, or she will make a mistake and reveal the truth. My lover, you may not have anticipated it, but heaven says it is already happening. During that moment, my kid, you will undergo an inward shift. A quick sensation of clarity, comprehension, and calm. Because heaven has anticipated her departure from your home in order to allow the unhindered flow of your blessings. My dearest, your home will be adorned in ways that exceed your expectations. Furthermore, no one with hidden wrath will be allowed to approach your miracle. For this reason, she must be identified. So, my child, what was the reason for her behavior? What was she doing that was so nice in front of me, but not while I was behind her? Heaven offers a benign reaction. Her darkness became worse as a result of your illumination. Your serenity destroyed her sense of security. Your bright radiance reminded her of things she had no control over. She was scared about your fate. She hid herself with an unintended smile. Masks, my beloved, are no longer required in heaven. Heaven has been completed with hidden motives. Heaven will no longer allow shadows to linger around your blessing. The time has come for the truth to surface. Now, my darling, listen carefully. Changes are coming to your household. My sweetheart, there are 3 possible modes of exposure. Your spirit will quickly know which one it is. In both scenarios, you will hear something. 2, an unexpected statement will be made by someone. 3rd, she will disregard the rules and reveal the truth about herself. My beloved, there is an event taking place in paradise that you may not expect. When it works, my child, you will undergo an inward revolution. Suddenly, you will understand, have clarity, and feel lighter. This is because heaven has been patiently waiting for her influence to be removed from your home so that your blessings can freely arrive. My dearest, your home will be adorned in ways that exceed your expectations. Furthermore, no one with hidden wrath will be allowed to approach your miracle. For this reason, she must be identified. You may query as to why she was acting in this manner, my child. What was she doing that was so nice in front of me but not while I was behind her? Heaven offers a benign reaction. Her darkness became worse as a result of your illumination. Your serenity destroyed her sense of security. Your bright radiance reminded her of things she had no control over. She covered herself behind an unintended smile due to her concern about your fate, my dear. Masks are not necessary in paradise. Heaven has been completed with hidden motives. Heaven will no longer allow shadows to linger around your blessing. The time has come for the truth to surface. Now, my darling, listen carefully. Changes are coming to your household. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. If you are ready for the revolution to occur in your own home, align your spirit with the movement of heaven right now. Please add these words to the remarks section. It means that I am being purified. Please do not rely completely on my assertions. Pronounce it aloud. When you write this, your spiritual gateways are wide open. You are inviting the divine to pass through your home and remove any heavy objects that do not belong to you. There will be a metamorphosis. It could be the warmth of the space, the air, or the way your spirit responds. This is the first indicator that the cleaning procedure has begun. Her truth will come out if she starts cleaning up. The following piece of this message, my darling, will detail the deeds she undertook, the rationale for heaven's swift decision to stop her, and the consequent transformation of your home as a result of her exposure. I beseech you, my child, my beloved, to take a deep breath. The moment has arrived for the truth to emerge, one stratum at a time, as God intended. My dearest, I beseech you to listen with your inner ear, since the knowledge I am going to share is unusual. This is not a prank. That is not a phrase that is regularly used. Heaven had to wait for the proper moment, breath, and time for everything to come together before bringing you here. My darling, this is the reality you should never have ignored. That woman attempted to invade your spiritual atmosphere without your permission. She made a riskier attempt than breaking into your home, my lover. Her ghost attempted to infiltrate your home. She attempted to infiltrate the sacred place that was reserved for you alone. Heaven wouldn't allow it to happen. Allow me, my child, to explain this topic in the most simple spiritual terms possible. A residence is more than just its walls and floors. A home functions as a spiritual container. Your petitions are stored at a household. Tears can be kept in a home. A home is where your dreams are stored. Your home is the seat of heavenly protection. Someone having bad intentions, such as jealousy, rage, or resentment, tries to change the atmosphere in your home right away. Heaven replies appropriately. That is precisely what happened. With a hidden energy, this woman penetrated your area, my darling. She felt a heaviness within herself, but she refrained from revealing it through her expression. She smiled, but it was not a true one. Although she was compassionate, her soul sent a different message. She pretended to be concerned, but her true feelings were complicated and malicious. She feared that your future would be dangerous to her, my kid. You are feeling threatened by your destiny, the spiritual shield you carry, and the divine favor that surrounds you, and she sought to disturb the serenity and tranquility in your area. However, she omitted to clarify that you are not in danger. You are not concealed. You are not alone on the spiritual plane. Heaven protects you. My lover, as soon as she entered your space with those hidden intents, the angels guarding your home stood tall. I had the impression that I was staying for a longer period of time. It appeared that the spiritual atmosphere was against her. She assumed no one had noticed her disappearance. She intended to hide her actual sentiments. She assumed that her disguise would remain in place. Unfortunately, God witnessed everything. She attempted to communicate with you at your home, my child. It can appear as unsaid rage, thoughts, or words. The volume was not excessive. It was unclear. It wasn't noticeable. The spiritual realm echoed her intentions. Heaven spoke during the reverberation. Something happened in your home that evening, my beloved. Your eyes could not see what your consciousness experienced. The mood was disturbing. I felt dragged down by my seclusion. The night seemed to last for a long time, as is normal. Do you recall the movement of the sky that evening? Angels were keeping your spirit awake, my child, and preventing unwanted energy from entering your body. Something was getting cleaned up. A battle you were unable to witness, but heaven triumphed. This is why you felt tired when you woke up, despite the fact that your body had been sleeping. This is why your mood suddenly changed without any obvious cause. This is what caused your thinking to get cloudy. What made your heart ache is this. This explains why your dreams are so unique. It wasn't stressful. The scenario wasn't chaotic. It wasn't just a concept. You were surrounded by spiritual activity. I beseech you, my beloved, to listen. Heaven shattered her silent intention the moment she let go of it. Heaven swiftly rejected her attempt to curse your tranquility. Heaven did not change your blessings while she tried to conceal them. Heaven sent fire to protect your home as soon as she attempted to enter. Despite her best efforts, she did not succeed. Her plans were unsuccessful. This explains why none of her words had any impact. The presence of heaven protects you from harm. She will be observed since she is my child. This is not due to God's wish to harm her or for heaven to punish her. Rather, it is to prepare your home for the impending wonderful news. Your blessing cannot live alongside her presence, energy, and plans. My darling, refrain from sharing your next blessing with someone who has a hidden heart. It is exceedingly pure, large, and divine. This is why exposure is important. My darling, I will offer you with more information about her activities. Pay close attention. This will become evident after you hear it. She tried to raise doubts in the minds of others. She attempted to instill terror in others. She tried to throw everything out of harmony. She attempted to create a spiritual blockade. She attempted to cause disturbance near your breakthrough. However, heaven stopped everything from expanding. This is why, my beloved, you occasionally felt isolated from your own house. In this fashion, you felt uneasy. This is why little occurrences started to occur. This explains why your emotions appeared to change in an unpredictable manner. This is why your soul was tense. At the time, her seed attempted to grow. Nevertheless, it died before reaching your destiny. Now, my darling, listen with the gravity that heaven wishes. A missing word, a startling confession, a narrative she can't follow, an emotion she can't hide, a message she accidentally sends, a comment made about her by another person, or an unintentional self-reflection. This is how the smallest flaw in the mask of heaven discloses the hidden truth. You'll instantly know your beloved. When you realize this, it will be like a light bulb lighting off in a dark room. Things that were once inexplicable will suddenly become understandable. It will suddenly become clear how you feel. Your spirit will say, "This is it." That is when your peace will return. Dear youngster, the sixth sign represents both spirituality and strength. Your emotional state will improve once you are in your own home. Your room will become more luminous. Breathing will make the experience more pleasurable. It will be more comfortable to reflect. You will experience an increase in vitality. It'll improve your sleep quality. It appears that paradise is reclaiming your space. My darling, the seventh sign is a true blessing. Suddenly, you will have a clear grasp of the next actions you should take in life. Bad energy leaving a home predicts the future. Paths become clear. Thoughts occur. Opportunity arises. Making decisions is effortless. Confusion is eliminated. Peace grows more robust. Heaven is prepping your home for the upcoming glorious season. The eighth sign, my child, will be an emotional release. It is likely that you will have an overwhelming desire to cry for no apparent cause. You may suddenly feel relieved. Suddenly, you may feel optimistic. Suddenly, you may feel grateful. That is your spirit expelling the awful vibe she brought into your home. It will not be melancholy. You'll be cleansed. My darling, the ninth indication is an experience reserved for a chosen few, an abrupt growth in spiritual awareness. You will gradually gain a better understanding of the problem. It will be clear that there is more to the problem than meets the eye. You will be able to perceive energy more clearly. You will quickly begin to recognize intentions. You will be able to predict changes before they happen. This is the awakening that people who are secure get from heaven. My darling, this is the ninth and final sign. This is the most potent. You will see a big event once she is publicly revealed. A significant advancement, a blessing, a message, a shift in finances, a change in relationships, or just a significant opening since her energy was interfering with something divinely intended for you. When she discovers your blessing, it will enter your life right away. To stay up to date on any prophetic communications from heaven, subscribe to this channel right away. Please do not delay. Please refrain from moving the page. Clicking the subscribe symbol confirms that you are following God's prophetic schedule for your ascension. When you subscribe, you are not simply following a channel, but also making a prophetic pledge to not miss a single message sent from heaven. Sign up now to secure your spot in this celestial alignment. I beseech you, my beloved, to listen. Her disclosure facilitates your climb. The door to your next miracle is wide open as soon as she tells you the truth. This is why heaven hopes that you do not ignore this message, my child. The unveiling of this woman marks the beginning of a new event in your life's heavenly timeline. My lover, Now that you understand the meaning of the signals, I will reveal the deeper spiritual reason why heaven chose this time to reveal her to you and what it has been planning for you all along. We are now approaching the most important part of this revelation. My beloved and child, I am about to reveal a revelation that heaven has been wanting to share for quite some time. Before you were unprepared, your heart was not pounding steadily enough. You lacked enough motivation. However, you are now ready. My beloved, remain silent and attentive. Allow each syllable to permeate your essence. The woman who is being offered to you has no intention of harming you. It is happening in order to free you. God in heaven has seen the profound love, quick trust, effortless forgiveness, and support you give to others, even when they are unworthy. This is your best characteristic, yet it is also what makes you appear weak to other people. You have a caring spirit. This was not her objective. You have a sense of acceptance. It was rough for her spirit. Your emotions are genuine. The path of a chosen soul in heaven cannot be hindered by someone with a dark heart, as hers was hidden. There's no need to be concerned, my beloved. I'll now give a more sophisticated reason for why heaven is presenting her now rather than later. You need a clean environment for your next benediction. Heaven has planned an important occasion for you, my child. Greater than you can imagine. Greater in scale than the subject of your prayers. Greater than your history, your fears, and your difficulties. This benediction is distinct from the others. This is not a prank. No, it isn't effortless. It transforms your existence. It will affect your financial status. Your relationships will change as a result. It will make you reassess your position. It will cause sentiments of remorse. It will change your residence in the future. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. It will significantly affect your trajectory. And God will not give such a large benefit to a spot where someone is harboring hidden hatred, jealousy, or distrust. My darling, your home is on the verge of becoming a sacred sanctuary. At the moment, I'd like you to claim that title as your residence. Please share your thoughts in the comments area. My home is deemed sacrosanct. When you write that, you are not just informing others about your residence. Furthermore, you are setting a boundary for the adversary, negativity, and hidden goals. You are alerting them that they are no longer permitted to stay at this location. Your comment serves as an invitation to the impending miracle, a place where miracles happen and peace reigns supreme. There is divine protection, a spot where your future becomes clearer, and a place where heaven can talk for hours. However, the first step is to eradicate any malevolent energy. This woman was the final hindrance to your blessing, the last phantom in the corner of your home who is holding you down spiritually. Heaven was prepared. Heaven appeared. Heaven maintained control. Heaven prepared itself. Then heaven starts to stir. Please exercise caution, my beloved. If she had revealed the facts sooner, you would have been bewildered. Your blessing would have been delayed if the truth about her had been exposed at a later time. However, she is now being displayed by heaven at the appropriate time. Oh, my beloved, the heavenly scheduling is flawless. You have an irrepressible spirit. In other words, you're emotionally ready. You have a more sharp intelligence. Judgment has arisen within you. You have a stronger inner instinct. You are given additional precautions. You're becoming more in accord. This is why heaven chose today. My sweetheart, this is the real reason she was exposed. She was occupying an area that was supposed to be vacant before gaining your blessing. She was occupying space in paradise that needed to be filled with something fresh. She made an impact on a period of your life that needed the cleaning of heaven. She sought to cast a shadow in an area where full illumination of heaven was required. The heavenly was having difficulties crossing your home owing to her intensity. My dear, heaven will never pour pure water into a vessel containing poison. In order to get your blessing, you must maintain purity. Freedom is required for you to ascend. It is critical that your breakthrough is unequivocal. To carry out your miracle, you must first be spiritually cleaned. For this reason, she must be identified. Pay attention, my youngster. This is the part that most people don't understand. Heaven periodically expels a person, not because of their bad behavior, but because their place in your story is over. Her reign has ended. Her presence has diminished. Her connection to your energy is no longer functioning. Her ability to control your residence is no longer functional. She is no longer part of your spiritual journey. Heaven will now turn off her energy supply to your home. After she is identified, my beloved, an astonishing occurrence will occur. Something that will cause shivers. Something nonsensical. Something that is only visible to the spiritual eye. Despite her best efforts, she did not succeed. Her strategies failed. This explains why none of her words had any impact. The presence of heaven protects you from injury. She will be observed because she is my offspring. It is not because God wants to undermine her reputation. Heaven is not out to punish her. Rather, it is preparing your home for the impending joyful news. Your blessing cannot exist alongside her presence, energy, and objectives. My dear, refrain from sharing your next bounty with someone who has a hidden heart. It is overly clean, overly large, and overly divine. This is why exposure is important. My darling, I will offer you with more information about her activities. Pay close attention. This will become evident once you've heard it. She tried to raise doubts in the minds of others. She attempted to instill terror in others. She tried to throw everything out of harmony. She attempted to create a spiritual blockade. She attempted to cause disturbance near your breakthrough. Nonetheless, heaven stopped the growth of everything. This is why, my beloved, you sometimes felt cut off from your own house. In this fashion, you felt uneasy. This is why little occurrences started to occur. This explains why your emotions appeared to change in an unpredictable manner. This is why your spirit was upset. At that point, her seed attempted to grow. However, it died before reaching your destiny. Now, my child, listen to this with the seriousness that heaven requires. This information is being delivered to you today because her exposure is related to your next level. She must reveal the truth before earning your blessing. The negative energy she emitted is unable to penetrate your future. She may try to appear innocent. She may appear to be oblivious of the events that have occurred. She may maintain her composure. She may prefer to remain nearby, but heaven has already recognized her as someone who tells the truth. It will become accessible to you shortly. You are not compelled to discuss the subject with her when the exposure occurs, my beloved. There is no need for argument. There is no need for confrontation. You will be spared from resisting. The truth will be easily disclosed. There is an error in the text, a rapid shift in an individual's conduct, a misplaced missive, an untruth spread by another individual. She can't hold back her reaction. A disguise that is revealed at the wrong time. Heaven will always choose the best time to protect you, my child, and your home will feel lighter immediately. Your spirit will regain the power to breathe. Your calm will return. You will get better sleep. It will give you an increase in vitality. The wonderful fortune you seek will appear effortlessly. My dear, the atmosphere in your home is going to change. Waiting will end. The peacefulness will be transformed. The dark blotches will disappear. The tension will subside. The rooms will regain their warmth when you awaken, as I, Archangel Michael, have set my shield over your home, my child. The following section of this message will give you a full overview of the ramifications for your life and home if she is open to you. This evidence will back up the information given to you by heaven earlier today. My beautiful and adored, it is time for the indications to appear. Prepare gradually. Heaven will never notify you of an occurrence without first informing you, and these signs are already visible in your surroundings. I encourage you to listen with your inner soul rather than your ears, my love. Heaven talks softly before it, but it shouts loudly later. This is the cause. It whispers before it appears. It shakes your soul first, then the universe around you. My sweetheart, what this woman is being subjected to is not a coincidence. This is not unexpected. It is part of a divine plan, a sequence carefully crafted by the heavens to assure your protection. Heaven will send messages to your home before the exposure. This is the original instance. The atmosphere will alter. My lover, when you enter a room in your house in the near future, the air will feel noticeably lighter. You will feel a sense of calm that has long been missing. It will envelop you like a warm blanket. You will be unable to understand the explanation. You will initially be unable to understand the shift, but it will be your first indicator that heaven is purifying your home. My offspring is the second sign. He is quiet, yet powerful. An item that has regularly malfunctioned will unexpectedly regain operation. You may have had problems falling asleep. It is possible that your thoughts have been clouded. A lack of motivation may be the underlying problem. Small items may have continued to break or be misplaced. But all of a sudden, these problems will start to solve themselves organically and without hassles. It won't happen by chance. Your home's repair will be like paradise. The third indicator will be revealed to you via your intuition, my lover. You will learn something about the woman who is going to be exposed in a flash, an inner knowing or a moment of clarity. You will be oblivious of the instant her name enters your consciousness. Not out of fear, but because they are clear. You will not try to attain it. You're not going to look for it. You won't even consider her. The truth will simply emerge in your spirit. That is what heaven has revealed to you, which you have yet to see. My child's behavior will serve as the fourth indicator. A woman who conceals her goals always reveals them once God begins to reveal them. She will experience sensations of uneasiness, avoidance, defensiveness, stillness, or excessive kindness in an unusual way. The mask she is now wearing will start to disintegrate. She will behave differently at some point, my dear. Either too close or too distant. Either extremely quiet or extremely loud. Excessive relaxation or rigidity. She may try to avoid your eyes. She may continue to debate the same things. She may notice a shift in her feelings towards you. This is the spiritual burden of being scrutinized by everyone who puts pressure on her. My child, the fifth sign is the most important. She will tell the truth. It may not be particularly thrilling. It may not be excessively noisy. The disability may not be severe. Someone else's remark about her, an unintentional message she sends, a startling confession, a tale she can't keep straight, a reaction she can't disguise, or an incident in which she expresses something about herself that she didn't intend to. Also, the word is incorrect. This is how the smallest flaw in the mask of heaven discloses the hidden truth. You'll instantly know you're beloved. When you realize this, it will be like shutting off a light bulb in a dark room. Things that were once inexplicable will suddenly become understandable. It will suddenly become clear how you feel. Your spirit will say, "This is it." That is when your peace will return. Dear youngster, the sixth sign represents both spirituality and strength. Your emotional state will improve once you are in your own home. Your room will become more luminous. Breathing will make the experience more pleasurable. It will be more comfortable to reflect. You will experience an increase in vitality. It'll improve your sleep quality. It appears that paradise is reclaiming your space. My darling, the seventh sign is a true blessing. Suddenly, you will have a clear grasp of the next actions you should take in life. Bad energy leaving a home predicts the future. The flow of ideas begins. Opportunity arises. Decision-making is effortless. Peace is unwavering, and there is no longer any ambiguity. My darling, heaven is preparing your home for the coming divine season. The eighth sign will be an outpouring of emotions. You are given additional precautions. You're becoming more in accord. That is why heaven picked today, my beloved. This is the actual reason she was exposed. She was occupying an area that was supposed to be vacant before gaining your blessing. She was occupying space in paradise that needed to be filled with something fresh. She made an impact on a period of your life that needed the cleaning of heaven. She sought to cast a shadow in an area where full illumination of heaven was required. The heavenly was having difficulties crossing your home owing to her intensity. My dear, heaven will never pour pure water into a vessel containing poison. In order to get your blessing, you must maintain purity. Freedom is required for you to ascend. It is critical that your breakthrough is unequivocal. Your miracle must be spiritually pure, thus she must be proved. Pay attention, my youngster. This is the part that most people don't understand. Heaven periodically expels a person, not because of their bad behavior, but because their place in your story is over. Her reign has ended. Her presence has diminished. Her connection to your energy is no longer functioning. Her ability to control your residence is no longer functional. She is no longer part of your spiritual journey. Heaven will now turn off her energy supply to your home. After she is identified, my beloved, an astonishing occurrence will occur. A chemical that causes a unique sensation in the epidermis. There cannot be an explanation for an irrational entity. This is only apparent to people who possess spiritual sight. Your home will instantly emanate an air of newness. Even if the rooms, furnishings, and walls are all the same, the experience, vibration, and atmosphere will be different. It will be quiet and not heavy or noisy. Your slumber will be deep and unbroken. You will not feel tired in the morning. Instead, you will feel optimistic. Heaven has restored your spiritual space, so nights will be pleasant rather than frightening. My love, God has a plain answer for everything. You are entering a new spiritual phase, and every chapter begins with a purification. My beloved, you are entering a new era of divine connection, spiritual awakening, clarity, financial development, emotional stability, and protection. Heaven has chosen you to experience this transition, and it will not allow any impediments. This woman was unaware of the identity of the person with whom she was speaking. That person was oblivious of your safety. She was ignorant that angels were always present. She was unaware that your home is under the God's protection. She was unaware that your name was registered in the heavenly archives. She was unaware that heaven monitors every action you perform. However, she will now be aware of my adoration. The portion following this message will go into detail about the consequences of her discovery for your home and life, as well as the wonderful changes that heaven will bring about. My kid, my dear, you will never again see your home, life, or future in the same way. When this woman's identity is made known, a spiritual earthquake will strike your territory, not to destroy, but to rebuild. Pay heed, my beloved, to your essence. What I am about to say is more than just information. This is a prophecy. It is consistent. The truth is reaching you at the exact moment heaven intended. Following her exposure, my kid, your home will experience an impossibly dramatic metamorphosis. Before you can observe it, you will have experienced it. People will experience it before they understand it. Initially, it will happen gradually and then all at once. I will demonstrate what will happen, my dearest. The first element to be modified will be the air. When her energy is severed from your home, an invisible yet highly powerful force transforms. Despite the fact that nothing has changed, you may feel as if you have more breathing space, or that the space is expanding. It's as if the air is brighter and your sternum looser. Peace will reemerge in the same way that a formerly hindered river can now flow freely. This is heaven reclaiming the atmosphere. My child, the second shift will take place in your psyche. Smog will dissipate. The uncertainty will clear. The weight that has been putting pressure on your thoughts will suddenly vanish. You will have plenty of ideas. Making decisions will no longer cause anxiety. Your mental state will be one of clarity, composedness, and confidence. It will provide a sensation similar to that of a sunrise. Heaven is trying to restore your clarity. My dear, the third transformation will happen in your emotional state. The unexpected worry, the nebulous grief, the irritability for no apparent reason, the weightiness you couldn't explain, and the rage you couldn't name. They will gradually soften, lessen, and then vanish. Your thorax will feel lighter. Your spirit will be at rest. Stability will be felt throughout your mind. This is heaven, and it is restoring harmony to your heart. The fourth change will happen when you interact with other people. Individuals who were previously inactive will start to reconnect. Those who were previously cold will notice an increase in warmth. Those who did not understand your statements before will now do so. Unfortunately, the terrible energy associated with that woman was spreading far beyond your home, pushing those who were previously hesitant to offer assistance to now do so. The surges will stop once she is captured and peace will return. This is heaven's method of removing the commotion. My beloved, the fifth metamorphosis will occur as you sleep. You will get better sleep. You will feel better after waking up. The nightmares will cease to exist. The nights of being awake will end. Even when you sleep, you will feel secure since the person who started the spiritual anguish will continue to suffer it. It will be divine rest for you once more at home. This is heaven's method of restoring your peace. The sixth change will be related to money, my child. Opportunities that were previously immobilized will begin to progress. The previously halted money will begin to circulate once more. Tasks that took longer to complete will be completed more quickly. Ideas that were dormant will be brought to life. The previously confusing trajectory will be clarified. For what reason? Money blessings are scarce in a spiritually corrupted environment. Her energy was hindering your potential to accumulate wealth. This is the obstacle that heaven is removing. My lover, the seventh transformation will occur in the most unnoticeable sections of your home. The atmosphere of a room will become more brilliant. In the corner, it will appear paler. You will feel relaxed during your sleep. Ideas will be present at your workspace. Your home will be pleasantly warm. While the energy settles in your chamber, you will notice a distinct sensation. Heaven is currently cleaning up everything. This is the process of spiritual regeneration in the area where you live. My darling, the eighth transformation will take place in your intuition. Your inner wisdom will become more clear. Your inner voice will be more assertive. Your judgment will be improved. Your instincts will be validated. The impediment to your spiritual vision will be removed, and you will be able to see others' true intentions more clearly. Heaven is directing your essence to awaken. You will be able to recognize the ninth alteration in your daily life, my dear. You'll increase your coordination. You'll make the right decisions. My sweetheart, this is heaven restoring your peace. The sixth adjustment will focus on money. Opportunities that were previously immobilized will begin to progress. The previously halted money will begin to circulate once more. Tasks that took longer to complete will be completed more quickly. Ideas that were dormant will be brought to life. The previously confusing trajectory will be clarified. For what reason? Money blessings are scarce in a spiritually corrupted environment. Her energy was hindering your potential to accumulate wealth. This is the obstacle that heaven is removing. My lover, the seventh transformation will occur in the most unnoticeable sections of your home. The atmosphere of a room will become more brilliant. In the corner, it will appear paler. You will feel relaxed during your sleep. Ideas will be present at your workspace. Your home will be pleasantly warm. While the energy settles in your chamber, you will notice a distinct sensation. Heaven is currently cleaning up everything. This is the process of spiritual regeneration in the area where you live. My darling, the eighth transformation will take place in your intuition. Your inner wisdom will become more clear. Your inner voice will be more assertive. Your judgment will be improved. Your instincts will be validated. The impediment to your spiritual vision will be removed, and you will be able to see others' true intentions more clearly. Heaven is directing your essence to awaken. You will be able to recognize the ninth alteration in your daily life, my dear. You'll increase your coordination. You'll make the right decisions. You will find it easy to finish jobs. It will feel more natural to identify as yourself. Your preparations will be successful. You'll start to walk in divine accord. This is heaven directing you. My dear, the ninth alteration is the most potent. You will receive a huge boon in relation to your residence. This blessing can manifest as a miracle involving your home or property, a financial breakthrough, a move to a better place, a new opportunity, a change in your living situation, a massive wave of abundance, the end of something that was holding you back, or a divine upgrade in your surroundings. This will happen after she is exposed, not before or during, because heaven has protected this blessing until your environment is purified. If this word spoke to you, please continue reading. Please forward this video to a loved one. This tremendous advancement should not be hidden. This prophetic message isn't just a video. Your sharing of it introduces the anointing into your personal life and network. God notices your goodness, and when you share this message with another person, He blesses you with new breakthroughs. Click, share, and send this right away to anyone who needs to be notified that their home is soon to be cleaned. Your obedience will have a big impact on your surroundings. My dear, I beg you to understand this. This is not the end of your story. The victim was discovered. This is the beginning of the chapter that God has in store for you. Your arrival coincides with her departure. Her exposure improves your beauty. Her exit marks your breakthrough. Her truth liberates you. My beloved, heaven does not deprive without providing. Heaven does not present itself without blessings. Heaven doesn't withhold without reciprocating. Heaven doesn't clean without fixing things. After she is revealed, the events that occur at your home will be unexpected, uplifting, and change your entire course. My dearest, in the following section of this message, I will explain the reasoning behind this woman's initial proximity to you, her goal, and how heaven used her hidden intentions to help you grow. My beloved child, you have reached the point of this letter where heaven reveals facts that the majority of people never learn. What was the cause for this woman's presence in your area, and how and why did she come into your life? This is how her energy invaded your home, and why she was not taken by heaven sooner. Heaven never allows anything to happen without a reason, my dear. Even the actions that hurt you were illogical, and were done without your knowledge, were motivated by hidden objectives. Please be silent and attentive, my sweetheart. Her presence in your life was divinely meant, not to be permanent, but to instruct, cleanse, prepare, and perform other objectives. Yes, my beloved, heaven strengthened your spirit by utilizing even her negative intentions. I will give you the 4 divine reasons she entered your place. My child, you have a lovely heart, a gentle spirit, and good intentions. Your love is profound, and you are effortlessly able to forgive. The heavenly realm cherishes this thing. Nonetheless, heaven desired to improve your spiritual vision. It was okay for this woman's concealed heart to approach you in order to let you see beyond the superficiality of her smiles, words, and appearance. This was done to aid your spiritual development. Your intelligence has advanced. Your spirit is more resilient. You have a more robust inner instinct. The truth is obvious to your eyes, even in the absence of voice. She awakened your spiritual intelligence. My love, you are ascending. Heaven is preparing to raise you. However, some people are unable to accompany you on your ascent. Your blessing may be too much for some people. It is not appropriate for everyone to have access to a future version of themselves. The presence of this woman indicated the person who must be removed before your ascent can begin. Her visibility is not a form of revenge. It was a gap between your current place and the destination that heaven intends for you. My child, your home is distinct from others. There is a spiritual sanctuary there, a region under the careful eye of heaven where your good fortune will be stored. However, the benediction could not be given until the place had been cleaned. Her vigor revealed what needed to be erased. Her presence brought spiritual purification. Because of her intentions, angels came to protect you. She started the cleaning process, which will immediately transform your home without your knowing. My dear, not all gentle voices are sincere. This isn't always the case with subtle tones. Not every smile is genuine. Allow her to grow acquainted with you in order to see the difference. That was a spiritual graduation and heavenly education. You have now completed the developmental period that was designed for you. She has served her purpose. This is no longer her season. This is why it is critical to identify her at this time. As soon as an individual's role in your story is completed, they are instantly removed by heaven in some way. They could either leave, show their true nature, impede you, make a mistake in your presence, or be entirely exposed by God. This woman plans to reach her goal through exposure. Not to harm her, but to keep you safe. The goal of exposing is not to instill guilt in her, but rather to aid her release. It is not designed to cause disarray. It is designed to provide clarification. Heaven isn't unkind. Heaven is precise. Her authority no longer aligns with yours. Your fate no longer aligns with her aims. Your advancement is no longer compatible with her existence. This is why the relationship is severed in paradise. You were not negatively impacted by her presence. It shaped your identity. It was meant to instruct you. It was helping you recuperate. It was a process of preparing you. Heaven strengthened your spirit with each instance of suffering. Heaven reinforced your senses every time you felt tiredness. Every time her energy entered your home, heaven assured your protection. Every time she tried to denigrate you, heaven built an even stronger shield. Her acts caused no costs for you. Spiritual maturity improves your character. You gained a sense of God. You gained a greater feeling of emotional clarity. You had a rise in strength. You gained new knowledge. Your confidentiality has been strengthened. Heaven has now said, "My child, the training is complete. The lecture has finished." Your spirit has advanced as a result of her experience. I'd like you to complete a simple but significant assignment before you leave. Click the like icon in the video. Perform this deed not only for personal enjoyment, but also to bring God's blessings into your life. Each like you submit represents a spiritual agreement. It is equivalent to telling the Lord that I agree with this statement. This purification has been granted to me. I sped up the process of receiving your favor. Heaven recognizes your participation immediately as you click the like button, and divine favor begins to flow in your direction. You should purposefully initiate this action at this time and see how quickly God's blessings begin to flow your way. Before you leave, one more thing. Before proceeding, ensure that you have subscribed to this channel and that the chime is activated. Watching videos alone is insufficient. It is critical that you preserve prophetic alignment. I want you to be ready to receive all of the messages that heaven sends out at precise times. When you press the bell, you are alerting God that you are prepared to subscribe. I'm currently placed. I will not overlook your comments. Act now and accept the blessings that heaven has in store for you. Finally, one more act of trust. Please send this mail quickly. Allow your family, friends, and prayer group members to read it. They must understand that heaven is disclosing what was previously hidden and preparing their family for a blessing. God values the anointing that you bring to another person via your sharing. He emphasizes what you do for others. I discharge twice the amount for you. Right now, share this prophetic message and watch your own breakthrough emerge in front of your eyes. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrating, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation grants you immediate, early access to potent content and heavenly insights that are now unavailable to the broader public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.